Hi, I'm George Henry, and nobody cares what I think. And that's kind of how I feel. I don't even care what I think sometimes. But this 2016 election cycle has got me just right up to here. And I don't know how much more I can take of it. After watching the second debate in its entirety, I see that the country is in for a long road no matter what way it goes. And when I watch on social media and listen to the people talking, well, I'm going to vote for Trump because of this, or I'm going to vote for Hillary because of that. And nobody even mentions the other two candidates that are running for president. And everybody seems to think that, well, they can't be elected. Well, of course they can be elected. But you have to be willing to vote for them. You have to know what they stand for and decide based on your beliefs who the best candidate is. And I think that's where it's come to push or shove with me, is that at first I thought, well, maybe Hillary Clinton might be the right candidate. I never thought that Donald Trump would be the right candidate. But as I got into it more and more and realized that even if she's not a complete liar or criminal, even if she has rewarding values there is so much dissension and so much question to her integrity that she's going to have a hard time if she becomes president. So I turn to the other two party candidates. I turn to the independent or the libertarian and Gary Johnson. Now, Gary, on one hand, on the conservative side, he's got a lot of the fiscal beliefs that I can get behind. And, well, on the other side, he's got the social beliefs that I can get behind. Now, Jill Stein, on the other hand, she's got the green thing going for her. Certainly the anti-vaccine and the more earth environmental caring that she's got there. However, and this is the problem, there aren't enough people in that realm to get her to the presidency. And while she would be a good candidate on that side, I think Gary Johnson is the candidate that is the best all around for both sides. Those of you who like your finances and your conservation as far as it goes with money are going to like Gary Johnson. Those that like your liberties, well, you're going to like Gary Johnson as well. He doesn't have everything, that's for sure, but he's got the best of both worlds. He is not the lesser of two evils. He is the best of all three or even four candidates, if you include Jill Stein in there. And the best by saying he would do good for the country and the least amount of damage. I think the other two, as we look at the debt and we look at the social behavior of the country, I think we're seeing a lot of division, and we're not going to see everybody get together until we have someone that can bring them together. Nobody is going to bring them together that is currently in the Democrat or Republican system. They are trying to tear it down. Hillary's supporters are there to support her, but those who are against her will be against her even when she becomes president. Same with Donald Trump. He has detractors that are going to be a pain in his side for the next 4 years if he were to become president. I think Johnson, on the other hand, he's got a lot of friends on the Republican side. He's got a lot of friends on the Democrat side because he's a common person. He is a sensible thinker. Now, he doesn't agree with everything that I think, but it doesn't matter. He agrees with the majority of the things that I think. Now, maybe you're different. Maybe you only want that Donald Trump in there because he is going to squash the Democrats completely and get rid of liberalism altogether. Or maybe you're a Hillary supporter because she's going to get rid of the longtime GOP machine that's been taking over the country and keeping things from happening during the 8 years of the Obama administration. Neither one of those is going to happen, folks. Neither one of those can be successful at this because of the opposition that they will face. If you want someone who can do this, you have to start thinking about a third-party candidate. He can be elected or she can be elected if you go out there and elect. It is not a wasted vote. A wasted vote is voting for either one of the contemporary candidates. That's your wasted vote there. you're voting for Hillary because she's the lesser of two evils, or you're voting for Donald Trump because you feel that he is the lesser of two evils. Think, folks. Think. It's way past that. It's gone way beyond that. It's time to start thinking about the future of this country and where you want it to go. Either way, if you go with a Democrat or Republican ticket, I think we're going to be sorely upset when we see how much, or how little, I should say, happens over the next 4 to 8 years. You've got to decide for the country and what's best for the country, and quit thinking about the party. The parties are not on your side. The parties are big government. The parties are big money. Trump's big money. I don't care what he says. He's big money. He's for the big man. He's for the big businessman. And those are the ones who are going to succeed in his administration. Hillary Trump, she's in the pockets. I hate to say that because I was a one-time supporter of her. But the money is coming from places that are going to control, if not directly, indirectly, some of the things that she is wanting to do in the future. We got to stop that. We've got to make sure that we do the right thing for the country. And the right thing for the country is to start thinking of a third-party candidate. I'm not saying it's Johnson. I'm not saying it's Stein. But those are the ones that are on the ballots. Johnson is on the most ballots in order to get elected. He could actually be elected with electoral votes. Not that I like that system either, but that's a whole nother story altogether. And I'm worried that if he stops one of the other two from getting all the electoral votes, the Congress then gets to choose, and then we're still in the same boat. I think Gary Johnson, he's got to win outright to be successful. And in order for him to do that, he's got to get on the main stage with the Democrat and the Republican. Now, I know there was a controversy of Aleppo. What is Aleppo? Gary Johnson didn't know what Aleppo was. And I know for a candidate that he probably should have done that. But I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there that didn't know what Aleppo was before Gary Johnson didn't know what Aleppo was. And there's a lot of things that when you become president, so I understand, that you find out right away that you did not know before you got in there. So Aleppo is not the only thing that Gary Johnson, Hillary Clinton, or Donald Trump don't know. Hillary maybe not so much because she was Secretary of State, but there are things going on in the country that they are not privy to because they have not been the president of the United States. Folks, think about our future. Think about our children's future because they're the ones that are going to be most affected by this. Millennials need to get out there and vote. Gen Xers need to get out there and vote. We all need to get out there and vote and voice our opinion. If we don't do that, we're lost. So get out this November. Vote your conscience and vote the way that you feel this country is going to be best served. Is it Donald Trump? Well, it may be for you. Is it Hillary Clinton? Well, that may be for you. I don't see, if you use a logical thinking mind, I don't see how you can justify either one of those candidates at this point. I'm seriously concerned about the future of our country with either one of these. Gary Johnson, I am not as seriously concerned. I think he's got a level head, good head on his shoulders, and I think he's got the best interest for our country at stake. Thank you for listening.